Hi everyone, we're here at the Solar Power Europe booth with Michael Shmela, who is head of the technical work behind the Global Market Outlook that was released here. Congratulations on this fabulous report. And Michael, we want to learn from you firsthand what's new in this GMO edition.
Thanks, Rodrigo. So first of all, I have to say thank you. This report could not have been done without you. So it was really all the national associations around the world, the Global Solar Council, which you're heading this year, that has been instrumental for getting this report done. So first of all, thank you. And so what we've seen is first, obviously, growth, 33% to almost 600 gigawatt that was installed. That was better than expected, like often, but still within the range of what we have thought. We thought our high scenario was around 650 gigawatts. So I think we were within that range. So that was amazing. What was amazing is if you look at all renewables, 80%, so 4 of 5 gigawatts basically were installed through solar. So amazing.
We were leading basically the renewable revolution and the energy transition, right?
Yes, we do. And that's it. So I think people have to get used to that. Solar cannot do it alone, but we are the main pillar simply because we're so cost competitive and because we're so versatile. We can do it to very, very small on your balcony to a gigawatt sized power plant. No one else can do that.
There is no country in the world without good solar resource, right?
That's true. So we're here in Germany, okay, it's a southern part, but nevertheless, we're here in Germany. It's raining a lot, it's cloudy, and it still works. So that means the kilowatt system still produces almost 1,000 kilowatt hours, a megawatt hour. So,
and what would you tell me about the largest markets last year in 2024? What are the highlights?
Well, what we have to see is, again, it was a Chinese year, probably more than ever. China installed 330 gigawatts out of almost 600. So they had a 55% market share. So it was impressive. We have to admit that. So they have a clear strategy, actually, an all-comprehensive strategy on the demand side, on the supply side, and that's panning out. And they're building, right? And they built much more than everyone expected.
Indeed. And what about the second largest market, the United States?
Yeah, what a surprise, right? 50 gigawatt, amazing, considerable growth. So we have to see. I think we're not so optimistic for the future, but I think they did a great job, actually. So I think solar worked. They have the right tools to get it going, and throughout the country, from Democratic states to Republican states. So Texas has been the biggest market in the US, conservative state. Amazing.
Yeah, incredible. And then we saw a country in the top 5 that was India, that came quite fast throughout the year.
Yeah, right. So India is our focus this year. Well deserved. It's anyway the most populous country in the world, 1.4 billion people. And there's a lot of growth potential. The amazing thing is India more than doubled actually installed capacities. First time over 30 gigawatts, really great, and back to rank 3. And I feel they will stay there. So, and the potential is huge because if you look at installed capacity per capita, the market leader is Australia, with around 1.5 kilowatt per person. I think then you have the Netherlands, Germany, a couple of European countries. But when you look at India, it's only at 90 watts. So you can simply see how much potential there is.
Yes, a lot of room for growth. And then came Brazil in 4th place as the 4th largest solar market in 2024. Any highlights you would like to bring forward?
We're happy. You've been doing a great job. It's amazing how the Brazilian market has been growing, and we're so happy to see that. And actually, there was again growth. So that's you are bigger than Germany, and left us here behind. But no, I think government has done an amazing job. The industry has done an amazing job. I think it simply works. And across the value chain.
Yeah, we are facing now some challenges in Brazil, and we have been working with our members to try to overcome curtailment, and that is hampering the growth of large-scale projects, and also the problem with connection of small-scale distributed generation in Brazil. Because of that, our projections for 2024 were actually of a stable year. So the results were above our projections. And for 2025, we're expecting a little bit of a lower growth than in comparison with previous years. So I would say it's a challenging moment for Brazil now because of this situation and others, but also with opportunities, with energy storage coming up, and not only with a new regulation, but also with a new auction from the government for large-scale energy storage projects. And then you mentioned Germany. So Germany kept growing strongly in Europe, but couldn't grow as strong as Brazil this time. What are the highlights from the German market?
Well, you simply have to see Germany exceeded for the last few years the government targets. So they're still on target actually to go, but they have to continue growing. Will be interesting since yesterday Germany has a new government. So we have to see. I think the previous government actually has put in place a lot of good regulations actually that should enable further growth. I think the target is over 20 gigawatts for the coming years. There's quite some numbers to go. You have to see Germany has just exceeded 100 gigawatt of installed capacity, but until 2030, so that means within 5 years more or less, they have to double that to 215 gigawatts. So that's their target. It's ambitious. The challenge is, and I think that's the same in Brazil, and we're seeing that more and more also in other countries around the world, especially also in China, it's all about flexibility.
Yes, flexibility is an important message, and that's why Solar Power Europe has started a Let's Flex campaign focusing on flexibility as a strategic resource for the growth of solar. Michael, this was great. Thank you for sharing some of the insights in the new edition of the Global Market Outlook. And for all of us throughout the world that want to know more, you can follow that in your website, correct?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the great contribution and the great cooperation.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to continue that. Thanks, Rodrigo.
Me too. Thank you very much.